welcome back. Today we are back on Hello, we are back. Okay, I'll get on with this. Anyway, we're gonna be reading the rest of this Pixar theory. Just getting you acquainted with it, and then if I have anything that I don't like about it, then shoot out the plot holes. So let's go.
Don't touch mine.
In the intro, so let's get started. So machines decided to control humans by using corporations that suit their every need, leading to an industrial revolution that eventually leads to pollution. When the animals rise up against the humans to stop them from polluting the earth, who will save them? The machines. We know that machines win the war too, because after this war there are almost no humans on the earth. Who's left? Cars. Vroom vroom. Vroom. I'm a dum-dum. Anyway, because machines tip everything out of balance, Earth becomes an unfit planet for humans and animals, so that our remaining humans are put on the Axiom as a last-ditch effort to save the human race. On Axiom, the humans have no purpose aside from having their needs met by the machines. The machines have made humans dependent on them for everything, but this is how they are treated, as toys. It's all they know. Meanwhile, on Earth, the machines are left behind to populate the world and run things, explaining human landmarks and traditions still being prominent in cars. There are no animals or humans in this version of Earth because they're all gone. But we do know that the planet still has many influentials left. In Cars 2, the cars go to Europe and Japan, making it plain that this is all taking place on Earth as we know it. So what happened to the cars? We've learned now that the humans are the source of energy of the machines. That's why they never got rid of them. In WALL-E, they point out that B&L intend to bring the humans back once the planet is clean again, but they failed. The machines on Earth eventually died out, though we don't know how. Probably because the Earth is basically like, let me pull up pictures of WALL-E. And maybe because like the entire world is like full of dust and stuff. Like look at the images. Look, it's west into a wasteland, and I would probably leave that place too. But anyway, let's get on. What we do know is that there's an energy crisis in Cars 2, with oil being the only way society trudges on despite its dangers. And we even learned that the Allianz Corporation was using green energy as a catalyst for fuel war in order to turn cars away from alternative energy sources. The clean fuel could have been used to wipe out many of the cars very quickly. Which brings us back to WALL-E. Have you ever wondered why WALL-E was the only machine left? We know that the movie begins 800 years after the humans have left Earth on the Axiom, governed by the autopilot. Another AI reference. Could it be that WALL-E's fascination with human culture and friendship with a cockroach is what allowed him to keep finding fulfillment and ability to maintain his personality? That's why he's special and liberated the humans. He remembered the times when humans and machines lived in peace, away from all the pollution caused by both sides. After WALL-E liberates and the humans rebuild society back on Earth, what happens then? During the end credits of WALL-E, we see that the tree contains the last plant of life. It grows a mighty tree, a tree that strikingly resembles the central tree in a bug's life. That's right, the reason no humans show up in a bug's life is because there aren't a lot left. We know because of the cockroach that some of the insects survived, meaning that they would have rebounded a bit faster, though the movie had to be far enough in the timeline for birds to have returned as well, though they're notably less intelligent than the bugs. There's something strikingly different about the bug's life when compared to other Pixar portrayals of animals, which leads me to believe it takes place in the future. Unlike Ratatouille, Up, and Finding Nemo, the bugs have human activities similar to what the rats in Ratatouille were merely experimenting with. The bugs have cities, bars, advertisements, their own machines. Know what a Bloody Mary is. So you know like Bloody Mary is? You know that dumb trick that everybody tells you to do? Yeah, they know what Bloody Mary is. And even have a traveling circus. This all assumes that the movie is a different time period. The other factor is that, since it bugs life apart from other Pixar movies, the fact that is the only one besides Cars and Cars 2 that doesn't resolve or even include humans. There's another Pixar movie that was supposed to be released in 2012, but it canceled and replaced with Brave. This movie was called Newt. I believe it might have fit in this part of the timeline post-Wall-E. The movie's supposed plot: what happens when the last remaining male and female blue-footed newts on the planet are forced together by science to save the species and they can't stand each other? A movie about an endangered species rebuilding itself could lend itself nicely to this theory, but since the movie was never released, I'm just speculating. So what happens next? Humanity, machines, and animals grow in harmony to the point where a new superspecies is born? Monsters. The monster civilization is actually Earth in an incredible distant future. Where did they come from? It's possible the monsters are simply personified animals mutated after the diseased Earth was eradicated for 800 years. Whatever the reason, these monsters seem to all look like horrible mutated animals, only larger and civilized. They have cities and even colleges, as well as we see in Monsters University. In Monsters University, they have an energy crisis because they are in a future Earth without humans. Humans are the source of energy, but thanks to the machines, again, the monsters find a way to use doors to travel to the human world. Only it's not different dimensions. The monsters are going back in time. They're harvesting energy to keep from becoming extinct by going back to when humans were most prominent. The peak of civilization, if you will. Though a lot of time has passed, and animosity towards humans never really went away for animals/monsters. Monsters really have relied on anti-human insects to believe that they're just touching a human would corrupt their world like it did in the past. So they scare humans to gather their energy until they realize that laughter, green energy, is more efficient because it's positive in nature. We even see a connection between A Bug's Life and Monsters Incorporated via the trailer we see in both movies. As you can see, the trailer looks exactly the same, except the one in Bug's Life is noticeably older and more dead. While in the one in Monsters Incorporated, where Randall was sent via a door, has humans and looks newer. Here are the two pictures. Look at the picture above. On the left is the trailer from A Bug's Life, and the one on the right is from Monsters Incorporated. The one on the left looks older and more run down, even though the vegetation is noticeably dry and there's less of it. The trailer on the right has humans in the frame, even includes tall grass and tree overhang. That said, Monsters Incorporated is so far the farthest futuristic Pixar movie. By the end, humans, animals, and machines have finally found a way to understand each other and live harmoniously. And then there's Boo. What do you think happened to her? She saw everything take place in future Earth where Kitty was able to talk. She became obsessed with finding out what happened to her friend Sully and why animals in her time weren't quite as smart as the ones seen in the future. She remembers the doors of the keys to how she found Sully in the first place and becomes a witch. Yes, Boo is the witch from Brave. She figures out how to travel in time to find Sully and goes back to what she believes is the source, the Will-O-Wisps. They are what started everything, and as a witch, she cultivates this magic in an attempt to find Sully by creating doors going back and forwards in time. How do you know? In Brave, you can briefly see a drawing in the workshop. It's Sully. I'll show you the picture of Sully. We can even see Pizza Planet truck carved as wooden toy in her shop, which makes no sense unless she's seen one before. And I'm sure she hadn't, since the truck is almost every Pixar movie. If you look closely, you can see the carved truck below. Remember Merida opening doors and the witch is constantly disappearing? It's because those doors are made the same way the monsters are incorporated. They transparent across time and is why Merida couldn't find the witch later in the movie. But wait, how did Boo travel in time in the first place? And why she's obsessed with wood? Boo must have discovered that wood has been the source of energy all along. Not just humans, the machines and monsters use wood because they're made of wood and found a way to use energy to time travel. Steps to finding decided Boo traveled across the Pixar universe using doors. So Boo went back to the Dark Ages, probably because she could use plenty of wood there for experiments to study with the will-o-wisps. We know that the first encounter with Morda ended with her turning into a monstrous bear, but he regrets this. I can't read that. She probably wanted to turn into a bear because Sully resembles a bear and she's still trying to figure out where Sully comes from. Did Boo ever find Sully? I like to think so. He surely reunited with her at the last once as a child at the end of Monsters Incorporated, but eventually had to stop visiting. But her love for Sully is, after all, the crux of the entire Pixar movie. The love of different people of different ages and even different species, finding ways to live on Earth without destroying it because of a lust for energy. And that is the Pixar theory. So time to spend the next 10 minutes shooting holes. So let's start with cars, because I've seen somebody already plot a hole in it. So I'm going to go back to the cars, and let's pop a hole in this. There's one thing that can pop a hole in it. Quick, stop. Connor came in. So, okay, let's pop a hole into cars. Here's one thing. Teeth. And in the movie, they're seen drinking and eating actual food. Mater knows what pistachio and ice cream is, and has tasted them together before. In Cars 2, when Raider says, "I'd take that pistachio ice cream." So, pop a hole in cars. Let's see if I can pop a hole in anything else. Not really now, but no, let's pop a hole in the movie. So anyway, that later. Okay, and then I'll go through this and find more. So anyway, see you guys later.